This is zonafan.
What is up, guys? This is zonafan back at it with another gaming video, and the first of many to be made using the new PlayStation 5, which I still cannot believe that I actually have in the midst of all the crazy stuff that has gone on with its launch. So obviously don't buy from scalpers, but yeah, that's kind of all I have to say on this. Just be patient and good things will come. But with that said, in today's video, I went back to all of the previous Star Wars titles that we've gotten under EA to really test out the raw processing power of the PlayStation 5 and just how well each game holds up on the next generation. And I will admit, some results that you're going to see in this video are more impressive than others. But before we begin, I just want to mention that almost 80% of the people watching my videos right now are not yet subscribed. So really quick, do me a favor and go subscribe to this channel right now and help show your love and support for not only this channel, but also the content within it. Because, you know, this is the way. All right, let's begin. And the first game that we have here today is Star Wars Battlefront 2015. Now, despite the version of Battlefront that I own not being enhanced for the PlayStation 4 Pro, it still can run a solid 60 FPS despite not being able to run in true 4K. And on a similar note, when I was actually capturing the gameplay footage that you see here, I was only able to record it in 1080p, 60 frames per second, which is still a pretty decent video quality, but on the PlayStation 5, you can actually capture your footage in 4K, but it will convert to a WebM file, which I had a very rough time with. I was not actually able to use that for this video, so this is the 1080p MP4 file footage, which you're seeing now. I'm just throwing that out there because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I did and have to go through that annoying process again for themselves. But if I ever wanted to record videos in 4K, I'd probably have to get myself a capture card, and right now that's money that I really don't want to spend. And getting back on topic here, even though Battlefront is not as impressive as some of the other games that I tested out on PlayStation 5 for the sake of this video, Battlefront is still a game that holds up and looks great even 5 years later on the next generation of gaming consoles. This game still holds a special place in my heart, and I recommend that you try it out for yourself once you get a next generation console to experience the decreased load times and enhanced frame rates that you can get just by simply booting up this game on your next generation console. And now it is time for the moment you have all been waiting for. We're finally getting into the real juicy content of this video. So the next few Star Wars games that I tested out on the PlayStation 5 were enhanced for the PlayStation 4 Pro. So yes, pun very much intended, definitely delivered a enhanced experience. So the first game I tested out was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Once you boot up this game on your PlayStation 5, you're really able to get the full experience and appreciate every little grain of detail that went into each map, vehicle, and character. And there's still so much that I have yet to discover. The Battlefront 2 experience on PlayStation 5 is essentially day and night when compared to my PlayStation 4 basically turning into a jet engine versus my PlayStation 5 barely breaking a sweat running this game at a solid 4K 60 frames per second. And that coupled with loading times that take less than 30 seconds to transition in and out of games are the reasons I would recommend you give Battlefront 2 a second chance on PlayStation 5, even though it does take up almost 120 gigabytes of storage. So, in conclusion, the processing power of the PlayStation 5 allows you to experience Star Wars Battlefront the way it was meant to be and appreciate every little detail and use every frame and second to your advantage. If you thought that was impressive, get ready for the next one. And speaking of which, we are now going to take a look at Jedi Fallen Order. And this is just my personal opinion, but I would probably say that Jedi Fallen Order has probably the best graphics of any Star Wars game on this list. And to say that it looks good on the next generation is certainly an understatement. The processing power of the PlayStation 5 allows for Jedi Fallen Order's thoughtful combat to generally deliver a much smoother experience. Obviously, this was not a perfect experience. I did occasionally run into those spots on different planets where you can lag for just a second or maybe drop a few frames. As of right now, that's been the only issue I've run into, and it doesn't even really ruin the experience. And I personally believe that the area where Jedi Fallen Order on the PlayStation 5 delivers the most punch would probably have to be in the graphics department. Across the board, this game really does deliver, whether it be in situational lighting, planetary environments, foliage, and character models. I just found a lot more details to notice on the PlayStation 5 than I did on my first playthrough on the PlayStation 4. And now that I think about it, I probably ought to play through Jedi Fallen Order's story for a second time on the PlayStation 5. And now for the final EA Star Wars game on this list. Let's bring you to 2020 with their latest release being Star Wars Squadrons. Not too long ago, I'm pretty sure that EA Motive updated this game with a next-gen patch that fixed some of the lighting issues that players were encountering, and I'm sure that me and many other people in the community wish that we got haptic feedback controls for the ships, but I'm fine with what we have right now. The game looks great on PlayStation 5. Since that next-gen patch, I feel like the game's art style looks a lot better. Images are generally more vibrant and clear. Sadly, with how fast-paced Squadrons often is, you generally don't get much time to admire just how beautiful this game is. But just as a general consensus, I would recommend that you get Squadrons on PlayStation 5, especially if you are making that purchase and transition. I would recommend it, especially with how good the game looks in 4K, 60 frames per second, and let me tell you, the frame rates definitely do help, especially with how competitive and intense this game is. But sadly, I think that is all I have to say on these games right now, and I think that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it and want to promote my content. And right now, please, I'm begging you, subscribe to this channel with notifications on so you don't miss out on any future content. In the comment section right now, let me know what you thought of this video and if you are looking forward to playing any next generation games. I don't care what you have to say. Follow me on Twitter right now at zonafantv and join my Discord server. Links to all of those that I just mentioned and more are in the description below this video. That is going to do it for me here, guys. I will see you all in the next one. Remember that this is zonafan signing off, and the Force will be with you always.